Hey Flosstube, welcome to Creative Whim Studio. Welcome back. Today is Tuesday, May 19th, and obviously I'm late. I usually have my recordings on the weekend, but as you know, we were in Missouri. We left last Tuesday, a week ago, and unfortunately my uncle passed about 3 to 4 hours before we arrived. So I didn't get to say my goodbyes. But I couldn't believe how fast they had the funeral. They had visitation on Friday and the funeral was on Saturday, and then we came home on Sunday because Kevin got called back to work as well as Ryan. So we had to come back on Sunday. But gosh, you know, here in Michigan, it's usually like the next week before you can have a funeral. So I was really glad that we were able to be there, at least for the funeral. So, you know, my family, so that was my dad's brother-in-law that passed away. And my family on my dad's side is about that big, so tiny. It was basically my dad, his mom, and, you know, his sister. And then, you know, which was my Aunt Marcia and my Uncle JR and then my cousin Shelly. So it's just a tiny family. Anyways, I just worry about my aunt and my cousin because they plan on keeping the cattle ranch going, just the two of them. And, you know, there's just a lot to be done. And for the past 3 years, she's been a caregiver for my uncle. So there's just a lot of things that need to be done, and how just the two of them are going to do all that, I don't know. But we plan on making more trips down there at least once a year. You know, even the boys said that. Kyle and Ryan went with us, which was awesome. They hadn't been there. What did we decide? It's been about 5 years since Ryan was there. Wait, 16. Been about 6 years since Ryan and Kyle were both there, and then I think Ryan has went since then. Maybe it's been 4 years. I don't know, but anyways. I digress. I'm sorry. You don't need to know all my family stuff. But so we plan on going there more often. While we were there, Kevin and the boys did fixing some of their fences, trimmed some trees. They, you know, tried to do as many chores and things that they could to help out while we were there. So that was really, really sweet. It was a nice visit. My mom and Jerry were there from Florida. They just got back to Florida yesterday, so it was great to spend time with them as well. So, anyways, sad time, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got to get together here. All right, so announcements. So I'm going to have a June release. I want to have the new release video as soon as possible. I'm going to fully finish all of the designs that I plan on releasing soon, and then I'm waiting to have the new Land That I Love sampler framed by Paula at Craft Gallery in Findlay, Ohio. She sent me some frame choices. I just, with the funeral and everything, I just didn't even really look at it until today. And I have it narrowed down to 2, and I'm kind of waiting for her input on which one she thinks looks best. So as soon as that comes in, then I can record my new released video, and then I plan on start shipping on June 15th. That's a Monday. If that changes, I'll let you know, but I want to do the video at least by June 8th, and that way it'll give the shops a good week to get pre-orders so they know how much to order. So that's the plan. June 8th is hopefully the latest point that I will do a release video, and then June 15th will be when I start shipping those patterns, okay? So right on to Q&A. Sandy asked, is the cow behind you in cross stitch? The cow. This cow, everyone is in love with Bella. So this cow painting is getting all kinds of attention because I have it behind me in my videos, and I love it too. It just makes me think of my uncle. He has been a cattle rancher for as long as I can remember, and they're, you know, free range. They have, I don't even know how many acres, but tons of acreage, and they have a lot of cattle. And everyone's asking, is this going to be available in cross stitch? Jackie also asked the same thing. Yes, it will be. It's part of that farm series. I did Tilly, I did Wilbur. The next will be Sadie and Bella the cow. And then I'll have 2 more. I'm thinking a donkey and a chicken. But it will be probably a fall release. And I want to do them in punch needle as well. So I'm hoping by the fall I'll have them cross-stitched and done in punch needle. Ooh, I don't know about cross-stitch. I'm just getting Tilly and Wilbur done in cross-stitch. So those will probably be in the fall. So more than likely Sadie and Bella in cross-stitch probably will be market, to be honest. Karen asked, do you still have the CTR needle and weaver's cloth in your Etsy shop? The CTR needle is in my Etsy shop. We are low on weaver's cloth. We have 6 bolts ordered. It's been a week or more and I haven't received it yet, so I don't have it available right now in my Etsy shop, but as soon as we get that in and get it cut, I will be putting that back on my Etsy shop, so stay tuned for that. Sweet Tea Stitcher, she said she can't find the t-shirt that I wore in my last video, the Create Everyday shirt, in my website. It's not on my website, it's in my Etsy shop. And I just want to say, since we're on that topic, that those shirts, when you order it, the order goes to a third party. They get your order, then they make the t-shirt. It's print on demand. They make it on demand and then they ship it to you directly. I have nothing to do with it, okay? So because of COVID, they are running way behind schedule. So when you do place an order for the shirt, it can take up to 3 to 4 weeks. I just wanted to let you know that, because normally it takes a week to a week and a half, but like I said, because of the whole pandemic, they're running behind schedule. So please be patient if you do place an order for the shirt. Kim Esmond asked, the cow print, is that in your Etsy shop? I don't think it is, actually. I'm not sure. I will have to check on that. And if it's not, I will be adding that sometime this week. They're 12 by 12, so they aren't... Okay, so normally when they are an odd size, like a 12 by 12, or an oblong one like that Lincoln's Eagle, I don't have that on my Etsy shop yet either, because I need to make it into a print on wood, because that is an odd size frame that you can't just readily buy. So I don't want someone to buy the print and get it home and then shop for a frame and can't find that size and have them frustrated. However, I do know that Hobby Lobby has 12 by 12 frames. That tends to be kind of a new size that those places are carrying. So I will start adding my 12 by 12 prints unframed to my Etsy shop, because now you can buy frames for them. However, Lincoln's Eagle, I will be making prints on what I plan on just taking like a whole afternoon and making a bunch of them. So that will be to come, probably not till next week or the end of this week. Terry asked, will the cow be in punch needle along with Tilly, Wilbur, and Sadie? And then she said, speaking of Sadie, when will she be available? So I already answered that. Barbara asked, will the punch needle book come out late June? I'm glad you asked that question. The punch needle book is not going to be ready in time for my June release. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the book, and when I get it back from the printer, I will release it all on its own when I get it back from the printer, okay? Because I just ran out of time to try to get it in the release with the other patterns, and I'm not going to rush into it and make myself crazy trying to get it ready for that. So when I get it back from the printer, it will be released, and I do believe by the end of June it should be ready. If not, it will be sometime in July. Anne asked, will your florals ever be cross-stitch patterns? And she wanted me to show the one that I had behind me in my last video. She loved the one with the pink flowers, and she wanted me to show this up close in my next video, so I'm doing that for her. And she wanted to know if I would ever do any of my florals in cross-stitch. That's a good question. I don't know. I figure I might as well show the other ones that were sitting back there as well, since I have them here. These are acrylic paintings on just like canvas panels. This one is actually a stretched canvas, but here's another one that was sitting back there. But anyway, she was referring to the first one I showed. I don't know if I'm going to do those in cross-stitch charts. I don't know. It's not on my radar, to be honest. But doesn't mean it won't happen at some point. If I have enough interest for it, it's definitely a possibility. Okay, Cindy, are those artist stretcher bars? So when I showed my punch needle last week, yes, I attach my weaver's cloth to stretcher bars, artist stretcher bars, which are intended for stretching canvas to make paintings. But you can buy them on Amazon. That's where I get mine. I'll put a link below. I have them in my Amazon shop. I like the 12 by 16 because my weaver's cloth is 13 by 15 and it works perfectly. That way I can do large designs because I have a nice large opening there. She asked if I use tacks. No, I staple it to the stretcher bar, and then when I'm done, all I have to do is pull it off. It doesn't tear the weaver's cloth. I've never had it tear. And then some of the staples might stick in there, but just use some, needle nose pliers and you can get those out easily. But it keeps your project extremely tight the entire time that you work on it. And there's not any of that retightening like you have to do with hoops. Even the Morgan hoop, the no-slip hoop, it still gets loose and it drove me crazy. So that's my solution to that. Okay, I have no whips. I have whips, but nothing new to show you because I had to cancel my painting class last Tuesday because we left for Missouri. I didn't do Witch Paint Wednesday, so I haven't done anything on those whips, so I'm not going to show you those again. I have no FFOs. I have no haul. But what I thought I would do is show you some previous finishes of punch needle and cross stitch. Now, I cannot say that I haven't shown these before. What I did is I took a box from the other side of the studio and opened it up and thought, I'm going to show everything in this box and then put that box back, and then at another time I'll open another box and we'll go through all those. This particular box I opened though has a bunch that are not fully finished. So I'm keeping them out of the box, and then I'm going to slowly work on fully finishing those so that I can share those with you, because I think it's just way more interesting to see things fully finished than just finished. Okay? And I do want to just make a comment. Okay, so it is super gloomy here today. We have had, yesterday and today, it has rained all day. So I needed to have on my ring lights. So I have one over there and I have one over here, and they're kind of shining up just to give some light into the studio. I have overhead lights, but they shine down and make kind of scary shadows. But I set up, the back, I don't know if you guys know this, but I bought this backdrop thing where you hang different backdrops on it. Anyways, there's like two tripods and then a bar that goes across, and then you clamp different backdrops on it. Well, anyways, I thought, you know what, I'm going to use that, put it behind my camera so that I'm not getting the glare on my glasses from the windows. It looks to me like it's working. And it was so funny because I got that all set up, and then I was going through all my comments looking for any questions, and a lady said, I love your videos, but the glasses on and the glasses off drive me crazy. I just laughed. I thought it was funny. But I'll tell you this, these are just readers, and I only need them for close up. I had all my appointments lined out before COVID happened. I was going to go to the eye doctor and get like real glasses that I could leave on all the time. I was supposed to get my yearly mammogram. I was supposed to get my yearly physical. I had all those appointments and they all got canceled. And also, yeah, my blood pressure appointment where they, do the blood work and make sure your kidneys are doing okay and all that stuff. Anyways, all that stuff got canceled. And I was really bummed because I'm with you. I'm sick of putting the glasses on and taking the glasses off. And the reason I take them off for the video is because when I look up, I have windows all on that side of the building. And there's such a glare, you can't see my eyes. But anyway, I had hung that thing up to block the windows, and then I read that and I thought, oh, well, she's gonna like this episode because I'm just gonna leave my glasses on. Okay, moving right along. Let me get up here and show you some fully finished pieces. I'm going to start with punch needle. This is punch needle 127. This is, what's it called? Moondance. And I just have it adhered to a paddle that was finished with that cool paint, Caramel Colors. This one is Dance Party, and this one is just adhered to a book. And as you can see, I used an orange marker to color the weaver's cloth that matches the book so that you can't see that white weaver's cloth. And these, I love putting them on the books because then you can prop them open and then they'll stand on a shelf or on a table or something. So I'm always on the lookout for books. This one says, The Great Geppy. So I usually put them on the back because like on the front there's usually artwork that'll show. This one is All Hallows Eve. This one I believe is either retired or when we sell out of these patterns, it's going to be retired. So if you love this one and you don't have it and you want to get it, go to my Etsy shop because like I said, once we sell out of these, we're not printing anymore. And I love, this is just on a cradled board that you can get from like dickblick.com. And I painted the sides orange and the top black. These are older ones before I started finishing with pom-pom and all the rickrack and all the cute stuff. This is a really early one. Now this one is retired. This pattern was in those bundles that I did, that sale that I did on Instagram. I may have some, basically what I had left, I'm going to be putting on Etsy at some point this week or next. So you might still be able to get this one if I have any in stock, but I will not be reprinting this one. It was not a good seller. I don't know why. I mean, come on. I think it's super cute. Little bears, little panda bears. Anyways. And then I've got Whimsical Cottage. This actually, Park Designs actually made this into a rug and like chair pads and stuff. I don't think they have it available anymore. And this is just on a plaque that I bought at Joann's and I painted it navy and then I sanded the edges. Here's an oldie but goodie. This one I do believe is retired. Easter Joy. This one's fun. What I did is I actually painted the weaver's cloth a pink that would match the piece. And then I painted that same pink on the inside of this frame. And then I did a little green border and then a yellow, painted the rest yellow. So it really makes it look like it's matted nicely. So that's just kind of an idea for you. Oh, I have one more punch needle. I love this one. This one is Sweet Annie. So how I finished this one is when I was done, I trimmed all of the weaver's cloth off, the extra weaver's cloth, to probably, I don't know, an inch to an inch and a half. And then I folded it you can kind of see it. I folded it over, or folded it under, and then I used a brown marker and I colored along the weaver's cloth so that the white wasn't showing. Then I just took a brown piece of felt. Actually, is that wool? Actually, I think it's a piece of wool. Anyways, I hot glued it on to the piece. I hot glued the punch needle to the wool. And then I took this rusty wire. I don't know if you can see the rusty wire or not. But I have a piece of rusty wire that I stuck through the wool on each side and then just twisted it to make a little handle. And then I just put these little fall flowers in there, and I think it's super cute. So it'll hang on a peg. On this pattern, I actually have it drawn in this shape, and then I also have it drawn square in case you want to just do it square and frame it or put it on a piece of wood or something. But I think it's really, really sweet. That's it for the punch needle. So here's some cross stitch for you. This one is angel wings, and this one was framed using the caramel colors on this frame, and the brown matched perfectly for this design. This one is Let Freedom Ring. There we go. And on this one, I just, don't cringe, y'all, don't cringe. But I just cut the linen and then I frayed, took some of the linen and pulled it. So I just frayed the edges and then I adhered it. I think I used ATG tape to adhere it to another piece of, is that linen? Yeah, I think that's another piece. That's a nice big piece of gunmetal, I think, linen. What was I thinking? Desperate times. So, I love that one. And these frames are so awesome. We have a bunch of them that we plan on putting on my Etsy shop eventually. There's just so much work to be done, you guys. But these frames were from when we had Primitive Folk, and we used to frame my prints. So they're super cool. Another Primitive Folk frame, My Black Hen. So cute. One of my early pieces. I have the hardest time centering these. I love this piece. I know when I painted that Park Designs made that into a rug as well. Here is Sunflower House, also known as Home Sweet Home. A lot of people call it Home Sweet Home, but the actual name is Sunflower House. And this is rather big. This is an 11 by 14 frame. This was back in the day when, this is when I first started, and I didn't realize how large these pieces were going to turn out. I believe it was stitched on 32 count linen, which if you did it on a 40 count, it'd be quite a bit smaller. Here's another large one because it was one of my first pieces. Stand Firm. I love this one. This says, be sure to put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. The only thing I would change about this is the outline for the wing, I think, is a bit too stark. So I would either lighten that outline for the wing or darken the entire bird color. Get up close so you can see what I'm talking about. I love those birds. They have crowns on and they have funky, crazy tails. But I just think that that wing stands out too much. So I probably would prefer to darken the birds so they would show up better anyways. And then the wing would blend in better. So anyway, little soldier guy. I love this piece. Here we have, oh God, what did I call this? I don't even know. Miranda? I think it's called Miranda. number 334. I can't remember. This was one of my first attempts at a sampler. This was way early on in my designing career for cross stitch. Way early, but I think it's super sweet. I love that huge cat on top of the house. I think the variegated thread for the house is kind of cool. It almost makes it look like a log cabin. Oh, I love this one. This is an old piece as well. A house divided cannot stand. Again, this was a frame from when we had our primitive folk business. So you could see it at a distance, and then I'll zoom in for you. But it's just a super sweet folk art Pennsylvania Dutch look with the little pennies on the ends. I love it. Love that one. And last but not least in this box is Crow and Basket. Crow and Basket, man. Park Designs loved this. They made this into a whole bathroom set as well as a kitchen set. This was years ago, so you can't get it anymore unless you go on eBay. You could possibly find some pieces, but anyways, again, this was early on in my career of designing cross stitch, so it's rather large. This is an 11 by 17, I'm sorry, 11 by 14 frame, but I love this piece. I think it's really pretty. I just love the look of folk art. So that's Crow and Basket. All these cross stitch designs are still available in my Etsy shop. Okay, so now I have this huge pile of stuff in my way, but hopefully I can finish this video and it won't be too much of a problem. Okay, so the giveaway for last week was for 2 different Stephanie Webb of Lindy Stitches, 2 of her designs. So I will insert the random YouTube comment picker here. All right, the first drawing is for Oh Happy World by Stephanie Webb, Lindy Stitches. Let's see who wins. The winner is Julie Robinson. She said, love watching things grow in my garden. Blessings to you and your family during a difficult and sad time. Number 1. So congratulations, Julie. And for the second one, for Strut and Tom, the winner is Amy Leonard. She said, I'm so sorry to hear of your uncle's condition. It's always hard, but somehow everything seems to even worse these days. Hang in there. I absolutely love your angel in progress. She's beautiful. Grow, number 1 or number 2. So congratulations, Amy, and thank you everyone who commented. Congratulations, Julie and Amy. If you could just email me your physical address right here to this email below, I will get those in the mail to you ASAP. And then this week for the giveaway, I'm giving away the Primitive Hair Queen of the Needle series. She's so sweet. She gave this to me when we were at market, and I'm going to forward it on to you all. Her charts are so nicely done. I'm not going to show you the inside, obviously, because that's the actual chart. But she has some specialty stitches where she shows on the back how to do those. And this little, I think they call them needle books. It's really cute. Like, so this is the outside of the needle book. And then she has a picture here of the inside of the needle book. And then she's got, like, what does it say? So it'll say needles 24, needles 26, and needles 28. So that's where you keep your needles. It's just super cute. So this will go to a lucky winner. And this week's card, oh, I didn't show you guys my Mania stuff yet. I'm a little discombobulated. Well, let's go through this and I'll just insert the Mania thing somewhere else. Okay, this is a sweet, sweet little angel. It's called Angel of Peace. And on the back it says, peace comes from within. May you find the peace within your own patient heart. I think peace and patience kind of go hand in hand. I mean, if you are a very impatient person and you're always anxious, it's hard to be peaceful at the same time. I don't think they can really coexist. But I think, you know, if you just slow yourself down, because I'm not the most patient person either. I'm confessing right now, I'm not. But I do know when I get impatient that I tend to get like anxious, and I don't like that feeling. So I just usually, my faith helps me through so many things, but a lot of times I just calm myself down and say, is it the end of the world? No, just chill. You know, speaking of this whole, well, I said end of the world, it made me think of COVID. That's terrible, because it's not the end of the world. But anyways, because, well, some people think it is, so maybe that's what made me think of it. But, you know, as I've told you before, I hadn't left the house in 51 days until Kevin and I went to go and get paint to paint the back bedroom, which we are almost done with. The day before we left, we got a coat of paint on it, and we only need one more coat of paint and it's done. And then we're putting carpet in there, and then it'll be ready. So even though we went to get that paint, remember, I didn't have to see anybody because the guy left everything on the outside of the building. I would go and pick it up. We picked out our paint color. We called it in. He mixed the paint, set it outside. I went and got it, brought it into the van. So I still didn't see anybody. So I was a little bit leery about, you know, going to Missouri. However, I know that they didn't have cases in their area of COVID, so I wasn't too concerned about it. But my cousin, she's hilarious. Let me just tell you. She makes me laugh so hard. But she had to get some dress pants for the funeral. So we went to Walmart because she's in the midst of moving and she just couldn't find her stuff. And it was just like, you know, it'd be easier just to go to Walmart. So I wore a mask, like all the way down to Missouri. The kids and Kevin and I, when we would stop to get gas, we had gloves on, we had masks on. We would, you know, come back out to the car, throw our gloves away before we get in the car. We still would hand sanitize our hands. And we were very careful because the last thing I want to do is bring that freaking COVID down to the little town of Bernie, Missouri, because, you know, they'd all blame us. But anyway, we just wanted to be very cautious. But like, so while we were there, anywhere we went, I still wore a mask and gloves. The only place I didn't was at the funeral home. And at my aunt's house, obviously. But there were people in and out, and I finally, at first I was a little anxious about it, but then I felt so normal by the end of the week. It was wonderful to be around other people and not be anxious or worried. Like, I don't know, I just put it right out of my head and prayed about it. And I said, you know, I'm not going to wear a mask the entire time around other people. It's just not going to happen. But like I said, when we went out in public or went to any stores, I did wear, you know, masks, gloves, and just was very cautious. So back to Michigan and back to, you know, wearing masks and gloves and pretty much still staying home. We're still on a lockdown or whatever you want to call it. So I forgot to tell y'all a word. I'm sorry, I'm rambling now. Find peace in your heart. How about we use the phrase, peace in my heart, or peace in your heart? No. How about just peace? Let's just use the word peace, just to make it easy, okay? All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Please leave any comments or questions, and please like and subscribe to my channel. And share it if you would. That'd be awesome too. And I'm not doing the Chinese fortune teller this week because I think this has went long enough, and I will pick that up again next week. So go ahead and leave that in your comments as well. The numbers, you have to pick a color, a number 1 through 10, and then a number 1 through 4. And I will pick someone for that next week. All right, I just want to remind you guys, create every day and be well. Bye now. Okay, so I've been busy with Mania still because it's still May. This one is So She Did is the title, and it's one of my Whimsy chicks, and I think she's completely adorable. She'd be so cute stitched on red fabric like it's shown here. And that is for a shop, and the name that was drawn for this particular design is Tina and Terry of Shepherd's Bush in Ogden, Utah. So super excited. All the proceeds, I should say all the profits from this chart will go directly to them from when I get it posted to the end of the year, and it will be a PDF download only in my Etsy shop. Okay, let's find the next one. The next one, which also completes the Farm Animal Garden series, this is Bella's Garden Tools, and this one, the name that was drawn for this one is Tomorrow's Heirlooms in Glen, Ellyn, Illinois. Illinois, sorry, there's no S. I mean, there's an S, but it's silent. All the profits from this one will go to Tomorrow's Heirlooms. Last but not least, we have Bunny Love. This has been a punch needle design for many years for me, and I had a customer request me to do this in cross stitch as well. So I thought, what better time to do it than to do it for one of the shops as a PDF download. So the store name that was drawn for Bunny Love is Amy, Margaret, and Jessica of Cecillia Samplers in Branson, Missouri. So all the profits from this PDF download on my Etsy shop will go to them from May until the end of the year. So thank you for supporting your brick and mortar needlework shops by purchasing these PDF downloads. I'm super excited to be able to help them out, and I don't have these on my Etsy shop as of yet, so please be patient. I just got back from Missouri. I have to pull the threads and make sure the threads are going to be perfect. So I will have them up by this weekend, okay? So don't show it, don't post it, don't freak out. I just don't have it ready yet. Okay, so this is another design that I created for Design Mania, and this one is called Santa's Wreath. This is going to be for my own business, and it will be a physical chart eventually. I have to send it out to get stitched, but this is actually going to be a series. There's going to be a polar bear. There's a, God, what else? There's like a polar bear, I think a penguin, a snowman. There's 4 or 5 in this little series, and they're super cute. They're way on the cutesy side for me compared to my more primitive Santas and my style, but I think they're adorable, and I think they'll be really cute stitched. Okay, this is another one I've been dying to design. This is You Are Worthy, and this will be for my own business. This will be a physical chart, and I will be sending this out to get stitched sometime soon, hopefully. Love that one. I've been dying to get this one designed. This is Greetings from St. Nick, and he's a little Americana dude. I love him. He'll be stitched on a navy blue linen, but I love his face. I love the flag, the little sheepy snowman in his little pouch. He's got a tree, and I love that garland going around in the border. There's a lot of stitching in that, but you could just do the Santa. You wouldn't have to do the whole border, but I think the border really makes it awesome. Okay, one more to show you. That's going to be a physical chart for my business. The last one is also a physical chart for my business. I think I'm 3 behind because I was in Missouri. So this weekend I'll be playing catch up. Okay, so this is up on the housetop. I painted this years and years and years ago, early on in my painting primitive folk career. But I just think it's so cute. It's got icicles coming down off the house. The snowmen are dancing on the housetop. I absolutely love this piece. So that will be a physical chart for my business eventually. All right, that's it. That's all I have for Design Mania. Like I said, I'm 3 behind, but I'll get caught up this weekend, and I will have more to show you on my next Flosstube. Thanks, guys.